Anderson returns as a veteran cabaret star in a critically acclaimed performance, a pop of colour from vibrant young artist Lakwena Maciver and the Pompidou Centre here in Paris mothballs its permanent collection. That's all coming up in today's show. Well, after years as a pin-up on the small screen, Pamela Anderson's making a celebrated comeback at the cinema. The Last Showgirl sees the actress expand her repertoire and demonstrate her dramatic talents. Film critic Emma Jones got a chance to meet her and the director of the film at the Zurich Film Festival to hear more about the role and this second act in Pamela's career.
Places, please. Places, please. This is your place's call for the final performance of the Razzle Dazzle.
So why did the character of Shelley appeal to you, Pamela?
Well, obviously there's some parallels there, and just receiving such a wonderful script with such a great character, kind of very, a lot of color, a lot of flaws, and joy, and sadness. I mean, it was an incredible character to play, that she was just still full of dreams, and, I never really thought I'd get this opportunity to work as an actress even, so it was just great timing, and I'm really proud of the film.
For you, in terms of directing this story, Hollywood seems pretty brutal, but I think that the Las Vegas Strip, that world seems pretty cutthroat as well. Was that an interesting proposition for you as a director?
Yeah, I haven't really thought about the parallels to Hollywood so much as to Vegas until sort of recently, so I don't think I went into it with that kind of mindset, but it's true. I mean, it's so much out with the old and with the new, and it's very cutthroat and corporate and consumerism based, and yeah, I mean, I kind of always say, like, all that glitters is not gold. It has this sort of dreamy facade, but what goes on behind the scenes is just normal human work.
I mean, Las Vegas used to treat us like movie stars. These costumes, sets. We were ambassadors for style and grace. The Las Vegas Showgirl. The iconic American showgirl.
You have a great performance in this film. I was wondering, do you feel in some ways that you've been underestimated, saying that you never thought that you might get the chance to play this kind of part at all?
I don't know if it's underestimated or misunderstood, or it was my own darn fault. What choices I've made. I've definitely taken an unconventional path to being an actress at this point. And like I said, I never knew that it would actually ever materialize. So I always thought, well, I've had a really exciting life. I don't regret most of it. But I couldn't have played this part without that experience. So it's funny how that all works out in the end.
But this whole new vista is opening up before you now, really, if you think about the Broadway show and then the Netflix documentary and now this. It's like life opens up again in terms of
when you
that.
least expect it, usually, when you stop trying to control it all and just kind of open your mind and your heart to what is, and to take the opportunity when it comes. I mean, Barry Weissler called me and said, this was after that, Pam and Tommy Hulu project came out that I've never seen. He said, I don't want people to remember you like this or think of you like this. You have so much to give. I want you to play Roxy in Chicago. And I was like, when? And he said, now. And I just said, okay, pack the bags, we're going now. And then, my son made the documentary. He was already in the process of making that when that happened. And then Gia saw the documentary and then called me. So, it just kind of lined up. And in the moment, I wasn't quite sure where I was headed. I was just doing it, and Broadway was really where I think it really kind of opened me up, and I thought, oh, I don't know if I can sing or dance or act on stage, but for some reason I could do all of it at the same time.
Yeah.
And so that was interesting, and I just was annihilated after that. And then, you called, and I said, okay, we'll just keep going.
Yeah, you're fearless.
Fearless.
You just try, which is such a good quality.
And I think fear can, definitely paralyze us, but feel the fear and do it anyway.
Feeling seen, feeling beautiful, that is powerful. imagine my life without it. Doing a job that you don't really love, that's hard.
Well, it's one of the most popular museums in the French capital and a landmark of Parisian architecture. The Pompidou Center is moving thousands of works of art from its permanent collection out of the museum before it closes for extensive renovations later this year. And it's not just artwork. The public library is also being relocated to another site in Paris. All of it a major logistical challenge. Emerald Maxwell tells us more.
Carefully packed away in these crates are some of the more than 120,000 works in the Pompidou Centre's collection. They're waiting to be moved out of the iconic building for the next 5 years to allow for renovations. It's a colossal project and one that the teams have been working on for several years.
The challenge lies in both the volume and priceless value of these artworks, as well as the coordination with all the other moving operations, since the entire building must be emptied. We've estimated that around 1,500 articulated lorries worth of volume will be needed to move over the coming months.
In addition to the fragility of the works, to move some of them, like this installation by Anselm Kiefer, will require one of the facade's bay windows to be removed. Once out, though, the works won't spend the next 5 years gathering dust. Most of them will be loaned out to other establishments, from Paris to Brussels, by way of New York and Shanghai.
The works are going to Lille, Lyon, Toulon and Auxerre. And we're going to be following them too, doing lots of projects based around the collection. So it's the end of a chapter, but the start of a new one.
Inaugurated in 1977, the Pompidou Center will still house temporary exhibitions until September 22nd, when it will fully close for work scheduled to finish in 2030.
Next to British-Ugandan artist Lakwena Maciver, who's best known for mixing bold colours with strong statements. The London-based creative has showcased her work in some unusual places, for example, a juvenile detention centre in Arkansas. She's in Paris now with her latest exhibition, I'm in Your Hands, at the Marianne Ibrahim Gallery, where she explores the concept of toxic masculinity. Jennifer Ben-Brahim and Johan Bourdain went to meet her.
My name is Lakwena Maiva. I'm a British-Ugandan artist. I'm based in London. I make joyful, colourful artworks, often about hope. My husband is a barber and has a barbershop, and that's kind of how we got to know each other, was through me painting his barbershop many years ago. And for a long time, I'd wanted to continue that and actually focus the whole body of work on this subject. And I thought this was the right time. This piece says, high top, rise, rise, ain't no stopping us. And it's really about this idea that the barbershop is a place of transformation in a way and a place of aspiration. So this is Lift Your Head Up, and it's very much about the role of the barber as being somebody who lifts you. Obviously just physically lifting your head up, but also emotionally, psychologically. This is definitely inspired by community. You generally hear people talking about toxic masculinity, and I wanted to say something positive about masculinity, and the barbershop seemed like the perfect place to cite that conversation. There's so many good things about, I guess, the barbershop that speak to the strength of men. I've just always been interested in words. I might borrow a phrase from a song, or it might be from a book. You can kind of say two things at once, and someone can take it how they want to. They're things that are very much ingrained into our psyches, and we very much kind of listen to again and again. I've always made art from a place of struggle, kind of from a place of feeling like I don't have anything else I can do. I need to somehow express or process what I'm experiencing, and it comes out through art. So that's always been for me, to an extent, a form of escapism.
Finally, a hit TV series transposed to the stage. Peaky Blinders is no longer on the small screen, but fans can get their fix thanks to the Homberg Dance Company, whose show The Redemption of Thomas Shelby tells the story of that charismatic main character and his family. We're using some of the series' original songs by musicians like Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds, Radiohead and Anna Calvi. That show's playing here in France at the Scène Musicale before embarking on a tour of the UK. We'll leave you with a preview. Do join us next time here on Arts 24 for more from the world of arts and culture. There's more news coming up just after this.
Black coat with a red right hand.